Hey guys, welcome to Man City Fan TV. This is Kiam, and this is the return of the FIFA Career Mode series. So apologies guys, I've been away from the Career Mode series for a while. Just been a little bit tied up with work, but I am going to start bringing you regular episodes. There'll be 2 episodes a week. Both of them will be roughly 30 minutes long. I'm going to play a couple of games each episode and continue to bring you regular content so we can get through as many seasons as we possibly can. So I'm going to give you a recap first of all before we carry on, because it's been a while. So let's just check the Premier League. So you can see in the Premier League we're currently sat 4th. We're 3 points off the top in the Premier League, so we've got a bit of work to do there. Arsenal are top, so you can tell it's a computer game, because that wouldn't happen, would it? Let's be honest. We're going to go ahead and check the calendar, because I want you to just see what we did in the last episode. So we drew with Liverpool 1-1 in the last episode, which was episode 7. We then played Chelsea and we lost 1-0 to Chelsea in the Premier League. We then played a Champions League game against Olympique Lyonnais and we beat them 3-0. So in today's episode we're going to be playing Newcastle in the Premier League. We will then be playing a Manchester derby. So big game for our first episode back, and we will be playing Hoffenheim in the Champions League. So let's just take a recap and a look at the Champions League table as well, because I'm sure you guys may have forgotten where we're up to in the Champions League, because I know I have. And you will see here, top of the Champions League, comfortable as anything. We're on 12 points, so it looks like, it doesn't look like we pretty much have qualified, or we have qualified through to the latter stages of the Champions League. So lots of exciting games coming up. Do hit the like button guys, hit subscribe and hit the bell notification, and we will bring as much FIFA content to you as possible. So let's get cracking then. We're going to play I'm sorry, I did say to you there I was going to play 3 games, old habits. I'm not. I'm actually playing 2 games. So we're going to be playing Newcastle and the Manchester derby today. So it'll be Newcastle and the Manchester derby that we play in this episode. Just a little reminder of our squad as well. So we've got Sané, Aguero, Sterling. The regular boys are all in there. We have sold a couple. I mean, Angelino's still hanging around. Obviously, he's gone. But we made a signing here. Just this small signing, Mbappe, that I thought I would make. But to be honest, he hasn't been amazing for me. He's not been the greatest signing I've ever made, I'll be honest. But he's in the squad, you know. He's just a squad player at Manchester City. So let's get away from all the nonsense, financial fair play, all the crap and the cheating comments that we've received recently. What an absolute load of old tosh. It's the old cartel clubs jealous that Manchester City are now competing. They've tried to rig it with UEFA to stitch us up. That was the whole purpose of the FFP rules to begin with. Manchester City are having none of it. Our lawyers are going to go to court and we will not have it. So they can stick the ban where the sun does not shine. So we're playing Newcastle in this first game. I'm going to leave the team like that. Looks a pretty decent team to me. Laporte, Stones at centre back there. So that'll do. Angelino. I think we should probably ditch Angelino now, actually, because he doesn't play for us anymore. Let's bring Cancelo in at left back. I think Cancelo could do a job at left back. So difficult game this at St James's Park. Up with the Geordies, man. Why I? And I don't want to promote this guy, but I did happen to click on the True Geordie. I think it's called the Kickoff, True Geordie Kickoff. And he had a rant about Manchester City yesterday. Ranted on about us and FFP and how we're cheats and guilty. And he sat there with his mate, his sidekick, a Liverpool fan. And they absolutely slaughtered Manchester City. Go ahead and take a look. What an absolute moron. Absolute moron. He's celebrating financial fair play. Celebrating the fact Manchester City have been pulled. And those rules will restrict every club. So this club here, Newcastle United, for example, they will not be able to compete. Simple as that. So I'm sorry, True Geordie. You might have 1 million more followers than me, but you haven't got a clue, mate. You simply haven't got a clue. How can Newcastle ever compete if the trapdoor has been pulled up? The drawbridge has been closed. Only the top teams will compete. And you sat there promoting financial fair play, having a go at City. You are a turkey voting for Christmas, my friend. But anyway, enough said about that potato head. Let's move on, because most of the Newcastle fans are decent fans. Some of them, I don't know, they seem to have this big club mentality because they share a city, or not share a city, but pretty much share the region with Sunderland. They've always been top dogs up there. So sometimes when you speak to Newcastle fans, they tend to think they are the top dogs. And they think they're somehow above City, but they're absolutely nowhere near Manchester City's level. Now or before the takeover, we've always been more successful and bigger than Newcastle United. So anyway, we're underway. We've got work to do. Enough of the politics. We do play on Legendary as well. I believe we do. So it's pretty. It's a pretty difficult mode to play on. So we're not messing around. We're not shirking anything on this FIFA Career Mode series. We've got work to do. We're not doing that great in the league. Well, let's be honest, we can't do any worse than City are doing in real life, can we? I mean, we have to be the only team in the history of world football who apparently are cheating, and we end up minus 22 points. Now, I'm not a rocket science, but when a team's 22 points ahead, I don't know. If I was thinking about cheating, I might be looking at those guys instead. Here we go, Kevin De Bruyne gets into the middle. Oh, nice bit of play. Is it back? Rodri? Is it Rodri? Oh, no, it's come out to David Silva. Oh, nice bit of play down the edge of the box. Newcastle just about surviving. And it's great to see Leroy Sané back, isn't it? And Laporte back in the squad. Absolutely fantastic to see those two players fit again in real life. I know Sané hasn't been on the pitch yet, but obviously we've got the Real Madrid Champions League game, so hopefully he can make an appearance in that. But let's be honest, I'm not too confident about the Real Madrid game. I mean, generally the way we're defending isn't great. We are missing a lot of chances as well. We're being very wasteful in front of goal. And I think Real Madrid are probably the commander-in-chiefs of the cartel corrupt clubs. So the chance of us getting any type of decisions against them is very, very slim. There's De Bruyne. Oh, tackle there. Oxlade-Chamberlain playing for Newcastle. That's a crafty little signing. Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's a man who always seems to turn into Pele against Manchester City. Let's hope he doesn't do that on this FIFA today. And Newcastle putting a bit of pressure on. We're having to work here. Well in Sané. Leroy Sané gets in. Oh, Aguero there, dawdling on it. Not like Sergio. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. Oh, he should have took the lead there, Newcastle. Sloppy bit of play. And we're under pressure here. We're under the cosh. Great save by Edison. Tips it wide. And City here struggling at the theatre of Biker Grove. Spuggy and the gang. Corner to Newcastle. 34 minutes in on this FIFA Career Mode series. So remember, hit the like button, guys. Hit subscribe. Hit the bell notification. And here comes the second corner. Can we win that? Oh, ooh, that's a nice turn there. Who was it? Baldy, man. It looks like our manager on the game here. Valero, I think he was called. And I went up to... I've actually been up to St James's Park before. Bizarrely, but I've not actually been into it. I've not been to a game. I never went to watch City there, which is unlike me because I've been to a lot of the away grounds. But I was stood outside it once, and it's absolutely huge. I think I just went up, if I'm being honest. I just went up there for a bit of a bender. Went on a lads' holiday when I was younger. Met some lady friends, and we met them up in Newcastle, and we had a good night. It was a good night on one of them daft nightclubs that they have near the boats. Oh, it's a great shot. Great shot there from Bernardo. Look at that. Oh, just hit it wide. Unlucky there, Bernardo. Unlucky. We've got some work to do, but we are away from home. We're passing the ball nicely. We've had a couple of moments. Here's Sané. Plays it out to Cancelo. Into Rodri. And that's it. The referee's blown the whistle. It's half time on this FIFA career mode. And do look out as well, guys. We do the FIFA No series on the channel. So whenever Manchester City have a Premier League game, we will try and predict the score by playing a game of FIFA. So do look out for that series as well. So Newcastle 0, Manchester City 0 at half time on this episode 8. We've got some work to do. And to be honest, I want to try and win this league. You know, it's been I'm not going to say depressing. Well, it has been a little bit depressing. It's not been the worst season ever. Let's be honest, in terms of Manchester City's historical performances in the league, this season has not been one of the worst. We're second in the league. We're still in all the cups. So it's not been that bad. But I do want to win the league on FIFA because, yeah, I want to see us lift a trophy. If we can't lift one in real life, let's lift the Premier League on FIFA instead. And we've got the Carabao Cup, haven't we, coming up in the next few weeks. So we could get a bit of silverware nice and early, which will obviously upset a few people in the media. But that's what we like. Oh, he was going through there, Bernardo. Go and win this header, Laporte. That's better. Rodri there didn't really react. And Rodri's a player that I'm a little unsure about Rodri. There's a lot of people who rate Rodri. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if he's got the mobility for the Premier League. I think in the Premier League a midfielder just has to be, well, it doesn't just have to be, but he has to have that mobility about him. And I'm not sure if Rodri does. And I think he slows the midfield down. But it is his first season, and obviously it's been an unsettled season, so maybe next year if we get the right signings, he might benefit from that. And this is absolutely shocking defending. Ederson, oh no! Oh my days! If anything sums up our season, that little bit of defending there was, what was that all about? Absolute confusion. And it looks like is it Key Sun? I forgot his name. But look at this, shocking defending. He's doing a back heel in the box, taking the mickey. Ederson then dives in, slaps it back into his net. Absolute shambolic goal. Now that is some return to FIFA, isn't it? Look at that. Ederson puts it in his own net. You can tell I'm a little bit rusty. I've had a break from FIFA. And we're 1-0 down, so we've got some work to do here. We need to step it up. Might even look at bringing on Riyad Mahrez, or we have got the that fella called Mbappe as well on the bench. Here's Aguero. Now that was a foul. Come on. I got ahead of the man there. Pulled me back. Newcastle playing us on the break here. I think I need to make some changes. I don't know who that was in the midfield then. Was it Rodri? I think Rodri was treading water there. Let's get Gundogan on, which, let's be honest, when you're after a bit of pace in the midfield, it's probably not the best man to bring on. But I'm going to bring Mbappe on. Let's take Raheem off. And no, leave Sergio on. You've got to keep Sergio on, haven't you, for a goal. So Mbappe's going to come on for the Blues. And can you imagine that in real life, after all this FFP nonsense, if City turn around and sign Mbappe in the summer? I think that should be announced on the comedy channel. It would be so funny. Oh no. Oh, what a save. Tips it wide. So 72 minutes on the clock. This isn't a great performance. We're struggling up at St James's Park. Jimmy Nail, Anton Deck, all in the crowd there, buzzing because the team's winning. Comes Sané. That's a foul, ref. Come on. He gives a booking. Dirty, dirty foul. Okay, let's get a goal. Here comes Bernardo into Gundogan, who's just come on. Kevin De Bruyne plays it. Oh, Aguero moved into space, but then the defender just stepped back at the vital moment. And they're hitting us on the break here. This is not good. I mean, they've got a bit of pace in the side, haven't they, Newcastle? But all in saying that, the most pacey player is that, what's he called, Maximilian or something, and he's not even playing. I don't think he is. Go, Sané, run. He's not run. Oh, he got it. No. Oh, I thought he had that. I really thought he had that then. Newcastle. They're doing my head in now, I must admit. They are driving me nuts. That's a great ball. Oh, good save, Edison. Good save. Made up for his mistake there. Not the best performance to start back on the old FIFA career mode episodes. It's going to be a disappointing first match if it ends like this. Oh, come on, they're holding it in the corner. Head up. Oh, Edison is having a fantastic game. I've got to say, Edison's kept us in this. If we are in it. I don't know if we are in it. Look, 0 corners I've had. Oh my days. Come on. Oh, De Bruyne has been tackled now. Come on, let's do a smash and grab. Oh, he said it straight in front of him. That felt a little bit dodgy then. I had a nice attack on him. The control just took it away from the man, and that's why FIFA had a goal in mind, didn't it? Shocking. No, it's not Andy Carroll. Is that Andy Carroll? Have I just conceded a goal to Andy Carroll? If I've conceded a goal to Andy Carroll, then I think I need to invest in a new games console, maybe like an Atari or something like that. Yeah, I think it's Andy Carroll, isn't it? The 9-foot giant. So it's 2-0 to Newcastle. Andy Carroll, the £50 million Liverpool legend. Is that what they paid for him? 50 million quid, I think they did. Andy Carroll has given them a 2-0 lead, so that is not the best start. We lose the first game on this episode 8. Let's go. Should we do the interview just for a bit of comedy value? Let's do the interview. And next we've got the Manchester Derby. So, yeah, that's going to be tricky because I never do well against United either on the old FIFA. Well, that was a disappointing result. Newcastle United played better. We were just unlucky. I think Newcastle did play better, didn't they? Let's give them credit. Manchester City did not manage. I mean, this is unrealistic because if this was actually real life now and Pep was being interviewed, it would be, oh, you know, did this player do that? Did FFP? Are you happy with that? Are you leaving? When are you leaving, Pep? When are you leaving? That's what they should have on here to make it realistic. What went wrong today? Our performance was unacceptable. They were the better team. They were the better team. Give them credit. And I need to change Kiam, don't I? Because, I mean, look at him. He looks like the guy off bloody... he looks like the guy off Star Trek, doesn't he? Picard, whatever he's called. Jean-Luc Picard. Your inability to stop Ki Jung. I was disappointed in the way we played. He's a really good player. Concentrate on what we can do better.
Thanks so much.
That'll do. We've got a Manchester Derby coming up. Big game. So here we go. Let's just see how that affected the table. So we've moved down to 6. So we're doing an impersonation of Manchester United. Although I don't even think they're in 6 at the moment. Let's just check on the messages. I've got to be careful here. I might get sacked the way it's going. And let's be honest, if I get sacked, I think some of our regulars, Cal, Ryan, they will have a good laugh if I get sacked on FIFA. I will not hear the end of it. So I need to step it up a gear here. We've got a Manchester Derby. Let's play for a bit of pride. We're playing against one of the Cartel FC. let's go and do the press. Let's do the press conference. We don't mess around when it's the Manchester derby. Let's do a press conference.
Thank you everyone for your patience, and we'll start
Here
taking
comes
some
Kiam.
questions now.
Have you prepared for the next match against your rival Manchester United? Oh, how have you prepared? I thought you said, have you prepared? I was going to say, well, not that bad. How have we prepared? We are ready. That'll do. Inconsistent results of late are really testing your team's title ambitions. Can you arrest this slide by the end of the season? I expect better from my players. It won't be easy, but it never is. Your side have had a mixed bag in terms of results. Yes, they have. My players will improve soon, I hope. Otherwise, I'm going to get the sack. So we're playing Manchester United, and we're playing them at home at the Etihad. So we do have an advantage on that front. There's Jesse Fireguard for United there. And let's be honest, that's as useful as he is, a chocolate Fireguard. Let's pick Cancelo at left back. Do I go with Cancelo? Yeah, I do. Fernandinho's coming in at holding midfield. None of this Rodri nonsense. And Sterling there, Sané. I'm going to rest Sterling. I'm going to play Mahrez. So the fanboys, I'm going to play David Silva as well. So that the Riyad Mahrez fanboys, you will be happy. Your man is in. I'm even picking him ahead of Mbappe. So there you go. I'm picking Mahrez ahead of Mbappe. Even though in real life, let's be honest, he's nowhere near as good. He's inconsistent. He's slow. Doesn't always perform. But because City have had such a crap season this year, there are many Blues that think he's actually done all right. But I think sometimes you just look for the best of a bad bunch, don't you, when it's been a bad year. Anyway, it's the Manchester derby here on FIFA, on Man City Fan TV. It's episode 8 of the Career Mode series. Hit the like button, hit subscribe and the bell notification. Can we win the Manchester derby? Obviously, in real life, we weren't able to win the Manchester derby. For some reason, we can't beat them at the Etihad, even though we can absolutely destroy them on their own ground and treat it like a training pitch. We can't beat them at home. And I think it's probably because they like to park the bus, so it suits them when they come away. Well, here come the teams. The Etihad, great atmosphere for the Manchester derby. The fans are up for it. Laporte is there. Let's get this one done. We need to get a win after that disappointing defeat at Newcastle. Here comes Kyle Walker into De Bruyne. To Sergio. David Silva's in. Here comes Cancelo down the left. Into Sané. Sané was dawdling there. Here comes Pogba. Bloody hell, Pogba's playing the invisible man. He's decided to have a day off playing basketball with his mates and actually play a game for United. So that's a bit of a shock. I always remember that Manchester derby, the one where we could have won the league, but obviously we were 2-0 up and they come back and beat us 3-2. United fans went on about it forever. We were a little bit like, well, we're going to win the league next week anyway. And they were raving about Pogba that day, like he had a good game. He literally got on the end of 2 long balls, 2 punts. He got on the end of them and scored. Apart from that, he absolutely got the runaround all game. Aguero. Oh, Sergio Aguero fires the shot in. David De Gea, the most, what's the opposite to the most improved player in the league? He's that. He's the most unimproved. I don't even know if that's even a phrase, but that's what he is. You know what I mean. Cross comes in. Nod it down. John Stones. Here comes Leroy. Oh, Leroy Sané there. And the little defender here, Mazaraou. He looks pretty rapid. If he's outpacing Sané, I mean, what's going on? He's outpacing Sané, man. Who's this? Roadrunner? You can't outpace Leroy Sané. Here comes John Stones into Kyle Walker. This is it. Nice, patient football, Blues. Let's play the football. We're better than these. We're better than these potato patch dwellers from the swamp. Into Aguero, to David Silva, back to Aguero. Look at that. It does make me laugh. They make Pogba look like the bionic man. I mean, Pogba wouldn't have even ran to Aguero then to make the challenge in real life. Oh, passed it and it didn't pass. Some strange goings on FIFA here. Strange goings on. I blame the corruption at UEFA. I do. Oh, come on. What's going on? Oh, yeah, we'll have that. We'll have that. I don't know what that free kick was for, but we will take it because it was a shambles. And at the moment, I am actually playing like City. I'm a shambles at the back. I'm very wasteful in front of goal. So it's the perfect storm, if you like, how not to play football. De Bruyne leaves. Oh, he left Pogba for dead. Well, then his pass was all over the place. Here comes Martial, the laziest footballer I think in the world. He's a very talented footballer, Martial. Actually, if you watch him, he's a skillful guy, but Christ, he would frustrate me. Because some weeks he just arrives, other weeks he can't be bothered. He just looks like when he's on the pitch, like I don't know, like he's got somewhere else to be. He's got an appointment. He just doesn't look like he's interested in the game. Which I don't understand, you know, when you're playing at the top level in the Premier League, you're getting paid God knows how many hundreds of thousands. And you look like you want to be, I don't know, probably down a car boot sale or something. I don't understand what his ambitions are in life. Mahrez there getting outpaced by Darmian, which is all you need to know about Riyad Mahrez. Ball's coming through to Fireguard. Uh-oh, Jesse Fireguard, he's played it in. We're getting beat 1-0. We're getting beat 1-0. And it was Jesse Fireguard. Got away. Saw Martial. Played it into the box. And this is not good, guys. This is not good. This is a terrible start. And I must admit, since I come back after Christmas, FIFA, somebody told me that they put a patch together where they made everything more difficult. Now, I might be talking absolute nonsense there and just using it as an excuse, but the game does feel a lot harder. I used to win games. I literally cannot win anymore on the ultimate level difficulty. Don't know why. I don't know if it's just rustiness or whether they actually have made the game more difficult. But we will see. That's a good ball. Fernandinho. Oh, that was going in. That was going in. He was that who put his leg up then. That was ridiculous defending. But we're getting beat at half time. There's the Londoners at the Etihad, the United end. And that made me laugh the other day, actually, when United were playing Chelsea. And obviously, you know, Chelsea just crap, aren't they? They're so inconsistent. Even though they had goal after goal disallowed for VAR, United fans were making quite a lot of noise on the telly, obviously because the Chelsea fans were so bloody depressed you couldn't hear them. But, we're getting beat 2-0. Shouldn't have turned off. But the United fans, singing away. And I honestly, you know, when you listen to you can pick up the accent on the TV of the fans. It sounded Cockney. Whenever you listen to United fans away from home, they sound Cockney. I mean, they probably are Cockney, aren't they? Let's be honest. But I didn't know who was singing. I thought it was the Chelsea fans at one point. This is shocking at the moment, but I might have to. I don't know if I have to go down a level because whoever's been programming this over Christmas, the EA gang, has you know, they stitched me up something royal. I literally don't even get shots off anymore on this level. Yeah, I used to always win games. It's really weird. Someone said to me that they'd deliberately sabotaged the career mode to make it unplayable so that people go online and obviously get their credit cards out. Oh my days, Jesse Lingard scored. Oh my God. That Fireguard himself is going to be dancing. This is not good. But yeah, they made it unplayable Made the career mode unplayable, so you go and play the Ultimate Team and you spend money, and it does feel like that because, I mean, you've all seen me playing FIFA, and I wouldn't lose like this normally. So maybe I need to go down a level. I do not know. Maybe I'm just rubbish. Yeah, put it in the comments below. Do I need to go down a level, or am I just rubbish at FIFA? And look at that tackle then. I mean, he came out of nowhere with that slide tackle. My players are just treading water. They're just, I mean, look at it. Kyle Walker. Look, one of the fastest players around, and Darmian, he's leaving him for dead. Now that can't be right. Look, again, just absolutely stitched up. He's in front of his man. Yeah, it's just backs to the wall stuff. Backs to the wall stuff at the Etihad. You can't make it up. 66 minutes on the clock. We're 3-0 down in the Manchester derby. That's 5 goals conceded on this episode, and not 1 goal scored so far. I'm either losing my touch or FIFA is doing a right old number. I mean, then the recovery. You see Silva just skip round his man, but the recovery of the defender, I didn't even have time to react on the joypad. And he just jumped back up and got round me again. Bizarre goings on this game. Oh well. I mean, I suppose though, you know, with the game being rigged, it makes it a little bit more lifelike. Because that's pretty much what the Premier League is now anyway. And we all know that football is dodgy. We all wondered as kids, is football dodgy? When I was growing up, I used to think, bloody hell, how are the same teams winning all these trophies all the time? Is it dodgy? And everyone used to say, don't be daft, don't be a conspiracy theorist, and it's all in your head. And everything evens itself out at the end of the season. I've got all these phrases, and now, guess what? City tried to compete. The cartel got together, they've made a set of rules, they're trying to get City expelled, they're trying to tarnish our name, calling us cheats. Football is corrupt, everyone. It actually is. Which is a real shame, because we all love football, don't we? But it has been hijacked. And, yeah, apparently FIFA have decided to take up that model as well. And that's my theory as well. Next season will be United's season of VAR. Mark that down. I think the Chelsea game the other day was almost like a dress rehearsal. This season Liverpool have benefited from VAR, but I think they want to have United back at the top fighting against Liverpool. I think that's the ultimate aim of the cartel, and I think it's why they brought VAR in. I really do think that's the reason they brought VAR in. And I think next season we will see the miraculous rise of Manchester United. And yeah, just make a note of that, because that was my prediction. And I'm getting absolutely outpaced by Alexis Sanchez. This is beyond ridiculous. There is something wrong. The game does feel very, very broken at the moment. I have no pace whatsoever in any of my players. And there we go. We have lost by 3-0 in the Manchester derby. Very, very embarrassing to lose to the London branch like that. Jesse Fireguard even scored. Aguero's just collapsed on the pitch because he's in shock. Martial's wearing his Jimmy Savile tracksuit. And yeah, it's just a disappointing day all round. We lost 2 games there, guys. We lost to Newcastle 2-0. We lost to Manchester United 3-0. So let's just take a look at the league table, because this isn't going to be pretty. Let's do the interview very quickly. But I think I'm going to have to lower the level. I've got no choice. I might even have to put it on like amateur mode at this rate if the game's been rigged up like this. I'm such a conspiracy theorist, aren't I? But you've all been, you know, you've all watched me play this game, and I don't play as bad as that. Other players should follow. Difficult. I won't be drawn into mind games. We will learn. Okay, let's just get away from this press conference. I don't even know I did the press conference. So let's just recap on where we're up to then. So those are the 2 games for today's episode. Let me just recap the Premier League. See where we're up to. I'm 8th at the moment. That is not good. 25 points. So I've dropped 9 points behind the leaders, Arsenal, which is not good. And I mean, the Champions League, we're through in the Champions League, but it's not good. I'm on 75 rating. I'm going to get sacked. I mean, it's going to be pretty high standards to keep your job at City as well. Let me just check the settings. Yeah, so you can see I've been playing on Ultimate difficulty, so I don't know whether I need to lower it down. Let me know in the comments, guys. Do I need to lower it down? Because the Ultimate difficulty now has just gone absolutely off the scale. I can't even win a game at the moment. So let me know in the comments. Sorry for the disappointing defeat, Blues, to Manchester United. It's never good to lose a derby, not even on FIFA. And it's not been the best introduction back to FIFA, but we are going to bring you regular content again. 2 episodes a week on Man City Fan TV, so do look out for them. I thank you all very much for watching. Do tune in for the next episode. Take care, Blues. All the very best.